you know that feeling when your alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. and you're already exhausted before the day even starts? Oh, God, yes, I remember that feeling so well. That's me every single day. I'm up getting the kids ready, dropping them at school, rushing to my retail job, and then I get my paycheck, and by the 15th of the month, it's gone. All of it. And I'm tired, Maya. I'm so tired.
I hear you, and I'm willing to bet that late at night when the kids are finally asleep, you're scrolling through social media, right?
How did you know?
Because I did the same thing, and you're seeing all these other moms with their successful businesses and their freedom and their perfectly filtered lives, and you're thinking, I could never do that.
Exactly. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the skills. I barely finished community college. Who am I to start a business?
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, because 3 years ago, I was you. Same exhaustion, same doubt, same bank account with $47 in it. I remember crying in my car after my boss denied me a raise, knowing I had rent due in 3 days. I felt completely hopeless.
So what changed?
I realized something that changed everything, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Because Sam, you're not starting from zero. You're already a CEO. You just don't have the title or the paycheck yet. And that's what we're going to change.
So let me ask you something. In the last 24 hours, what have you actually managed? Like, walk me through yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay, well, I woke up at 5:30. My 6-year-old refused to wear a jacket, even though it was like 40 degrees outside. So I had to negotiate with her for 10 minutes. Then I realized we were out of milk, so I had to decide if I could stretch the grocery budget or if I needed that $20 for gas instead. Then my babysitter texted and canceled. Wait, hold on. Stop right there. Do you hear what you just said?
What do you mean?
You negotiated, you managed a budget under pressure, you solved a crisis when your babysitter canceled. That's 3 major business skills before, 8 a.m.?
I mean, I guess, but that's just mom stuff.
No. That's CEO stuff. Let me break this down for you. Negotiation skills. You're getting a 6-year-old to make a rational decision about whether appropriate clothing. Sam, I negotiate with clients for a living, and I'm telling you that's harder than anything I do in my business.
Okay, that's fair.
Think about it. In business, negotiation is everything. Pricing discussions, setting boundaries with clients, negotiating with vendors. You do this every single day. You're a professional negotiator, you just haven't been getting paid for it.
Huh. I never thought about it that way.
Okay, now the budget thing. You had $20 and you had to choose between milk and gas, right?
Yeah, I went with gas. We can use the creamer and coffee for the cereal. Don't judge me.
Judge you? Sam, you just made a strategic resource allocation decision under pressure. Do you know what CFOs at Fortune 500 companies do? They optimize budgets. They look at limited resources and decide where to invest for maximum return. You're doing that with $50 a week at the grocery store. That's harder than what they're doing with million-dollar budgets.
When you put it like that.
And the babysitter crisis. You had 45 minutes before your shift started?
Yeah, I called my mom, she couldn't do it, called my ex, straight to voicemail, of course. Then I remembered my neighbor mentioned she works from home on Thursdays, so I texted her, offered to watch her kids this weekend in exchange, and she said yes. I made it to work with 3 minutes to spare. That's crisis management. That's what entrepreneurs do every single day. Things go wrong, clients have emergencies, technology fails, plans fall apart, and you have to think on your feet and solve problems in real time. You didn't panic, you executed a solution. I mean, I did panic a little bit. Okay, but you panicked and solved it. That's what matters. Let me ask you something else. How many people's schedules did you coordinate yesterday? Oh, God. My 2 kids, my ex for pickup, my mom was supposed to take my daughter to dance, but then that changed, my boss for my shift, the neighbor for emergency babysitting. I don't know, 5 or 6 people? That's project management. You're coordinating logistics, managing multiple stakeholders, keeping everyone on schedule. Companies pay people 6 figures to do that. This is kind of blowing my mind right now. Good. Because here's what I need you to understand. Every single decision you make impacts your kids' well-being. You're making high-stakes decisions before 8 a.m. Business decisions, those are going to feel easier.
You're already operating at a CEO level. You're running the most complex operation that exists, a household with limited resources and unlimited challenges. We're just going to redirect those skills towards something that actually pays you what you're worth. Okay, but Maya, I have to be honest. I barely have time to shower. When would I even build a business? I'm so glad you asked that because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you have time you don't have. That would be insulting. Thank you, because that drives me crazy when people say that, right? But let me ask you something. How many hours a week do you spend scrolling social media or watching TV because you're just too exhausted to do anything else? Okay, yeah, probably, I don't know, an hour a day? Maybe more? So 7 hours a week minimum. And I'm not judging that. You need to decompress. But what if I told you that you need 5 to 7 hours a week to start a business? We're not adding more to your plate. We're replacing mind-numbing scrolling with future-building activities, 1 hour a day. Can you find that?
When you put it like that, yeah, I think I could.
Okay, next objection, money.
I have like $83 in my checking account right now, so
Perfect, because we're starting with $0 to $50. That's it. The businesses we're going to explore in this series don't require inventory, they don't require storefronts, they don't require equipment. Your first business expense might be a domain name, which is $12 a year, and that's optional for month 1. Really? I thought you needed like thousands of dollars to start a business. That's what they want you to think. But service-based businesses, digital products, content creation, which is literally what we're teaching you how to do right now, $0.
okay, that's actually relieving.
Now, the knowledge gap. You said you barely finished community college. Let me tell you a secret. I have a business degree and I didn't use a single thing I learned in those classes when I started my business. You don't need to know everything. You need to know the next step. That's it. Just the next step. And that's what each episode gives you.
Just the next step.
Okay, I can do that. Most successful entrepreneurs didn't know what they were doing when they started. They figured it out as they went. I had no idea what I was doing. I made so many mistakes, Sam, so many, but I kept going. What about, okay, this is going to sound stupid, but what if I fail? That's not stupid. That's the question everyone has, but nobody wants to ask. So let me flip it on you. What's the alternative? Stay where you are right now, exhausted and broke for the next 5, 10, 20 years? No, I don't want that. The biggest risk isn't trying and failing. It's never trying and spending the rest of your life wondering what if. Your kids are watching you right now. What do you want them to learn? That when things get hard, mom gave up? Or that when things got hard, mom tried something scary and built something amazing? The second one. I want them to see the second one. Then that's what we're going to do. And Sam?
Yeah?
You deserve more than survival mode. Your kids deserve to see you thriving, not just surviving. And the skills you need, you already have them. We're just going to package them differently. Okay, so where do I even start? Right here, today. We're doing something that's going to feel small, but I promise you it's powerful. I call it the CEO journal.
A journal?
Yep, here's what you're going to do. Get a notebook, doesn't have to be fancy, could be a dollar store notebook or just the notes app on your phone, and write CEO journal on the front or at the top. Okay, I can do that. Then you're going to complete what I call the CEO skills audit. And we're going to do it together right now so you can hear how it works. Ready? Ready. First question. Write down 5 skills you use daily as a mom that entrepreneurs need. We literally just talked about these, so this should be easy.
Okay, negotiation, budget management, crisis management, project management. What was the other one?
Decision-making under pressure. But honestly, there are so many more. Customer service. You manage relationships with teachers, doctors, your ex, your boss. You're basically a diplomat. I never thought about talking to my son's teacher as customer service, but yeah, I guess it is. It absolutely is. Okay, second part of the exercise. Write down 3 problems you solved this week. Any problems, big or small. This week? Okay, the babysitter thing we talked about. Oh, my daughter lost her favorite stuffed animal and I found it in the washing machine before it went through the dryer. Crisis averted. And my car was making a weird noise and I figured out it was just a plastic bag stuck under the hood. Saved like $200 on a mechanic. Perfect. Do you see what you just did? You listed 3 problems you diagnosed and solved using resourcefulness and critical thinking. That's what business owners do all day. Yeah. Okay. Third part. Write down 2 things people compliment you on or ask for your help with. This one's important because it often points toward your business idea. People ask me for meal planning help a lot, like how do I feed my family healthy food on $40 a week? I've gotten really good at that. That's one. What's another? I've helped a few friends with their resumes. Actually, I've probably helped like 5 or 6 people this year. I'm good at making their experience sound professional. Wait, stop. How many people have you helped with resumes? I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 this year? A couple more last year?
People just ask me because I'm good at it. Sam, do you know what resume writers charge? No, I've never thought about it. I just do it for free because they're friends. A professional resume writer charges between $100 and $300 per resume. You've helped 6 people this year. That's potentially $1,800 you've given away for free.
Wait, what?
That's a business. You're literally sitting on a skill that people pay for that you're already good at that you could start offering tomorrow. You don't need to invent something new. You're already doing it.
Oh my God, I never thought about it that way.
This is what the CEO skills audit does. It shows you what's hiding in plain sight. Okay, last part of the exercise. Write down one thing that makes you angry or frustrated about your current situation. This is fuel. This is motivation. That's easy. I'm frustrated that I work so hard and I never get ahead. Like I'm always exhausted, I'm always stressed, and at the end of the month, I still have like $0 in my account. It feels hopeless. That's your fuel. Every time you want to quit, every time you're tired, you come back to that feeling and you remember why you started. You're not doing this because it's fun. You're doing this because staying where you are isn't an option anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's your first assignment, the CEO skills audit. 5 skills, 3 problems solved, 2 things people ask you for help with, and 1 frustration that's driving you. This exercise does